The Hamish and Andy Show podcast. Powered by Amy. Lucky you're with Amy.
The big news out of the Super Bowl today was not, in fact, the scoreline for most Australians, but the fact that, there was a blackout. Half the stadium went black. Lights, power, cut to the New Orleans Stadium.
Unbelievable.
There is some audio from the television coverage we're about to play you.
You'll be able to tell when the power goes off because good to see that even world-class broadcasters like the commentators at the Super Bowl follow the procedure that Andy and I follow when there's a technical issue, which is go quiet and frantically start looking at each other and don't say anything in case a swear word goes to air.
Have a listen.
He is going to throw this down the middle to Vernon Davis. Watch, but look at the safety is anticipating.
Ad break.
Welcome back to New Orleans. This is Steve Tasker, sideline reporter for the Super Bowl 47. If you're expecting to hear our friend Jim Nantz, there may be a moment before he gets on. Half the power in New Orleans Stadium, the Superdome here, is out. Half the stadium stayed light. Half of it went out. The scoreboard is also not working as well.
Unbelievable. And the thing is, no one had been paying attention to the score. When they turned it back on, San Francisco put their score up as 1,016. And
It was just all blinking for a bit, like it happened.
and then
home.
everyone went, "Oh, was that it? No, I don't know. I was looking at the score. I was looking at all the game." And yes, they've won by a record margin. And then Baltimore protested, so it was an ugly match.
Yeah. After trying to get half the crowd to hold up their phones, Ham, there's enough glowing light to continue the game.
First Super Bowl ever played with mining helmets.
It didn't happen. But it's got to be the game got back up and running.
Yeah. Although when they turned the power back on and the governor's wife clutched her neck and screamed, "My pearls! My pearls! Someone's stolen my pearls!" Investigations are still continuing.
I think it was the butler.
The butler.
Stadium
He had
butler.
just enough time when we watched it on the replay to duck out to the kitchen and hide the pearls in the bowl of Cool Mints. Very clever. Which, of course, he then put in the pantry and snuck back there later that night. Case closed by Hamish and Andy. But it's still, for sports fans, even if you enjoyed it as a crime fan, for sports fans, it was a bit disappointing. And can we just say, we hardly watched any of the game. You know, first day back on air, we would spend most of our day thinking about the show, but we just glimpsed a bit of this.
It's possibly, arguably, the biggest game in the world as far as viewership goes.
Sure.
It's probably a bad time.
Look, I mean, that badminton match at the Olympics where the Chinese girls weren't trying was big.
It was big, exactly, but didn't quite have the TV coverage that it deserved. But it's got to be one of the worst blackouts.
All-time blackout.
13-10-60. We're wondering, have you been involved in an all-time blackout? Has the power gone down right at the wrong moment for you? 13-10-60.
Was it to hide a pearl fair? Doesn't have to be.
That's the perfect time then. That's the perfect.
If you're the butler, perfect. You can't actually call. No calls if you're a butler.
Lola on 13-10-60. You've been involved in an all-time blackout.
I have. Hi, how you going?
Yeah,
Great, Lola. Good to be back.
Yeah, good, great.
Sorry.
Now, yeah.
I wasn't trying to make you say it's good to be back. I was just sort of saying that's how I felt. But thank you.
I said, I'm like, good, great.
It's got silly. It's got awkward, Lola. What was your blackout?
Yeah, awkward moment now. No, it was at my sister's wedding last year and I was a maid of honour. And I got up to say, like, the speech that the maid of honours get up and embarrass her. And I went to say, like, a really embarrassing moment about her. And everything went black. Like, all the lights turned off, all the fairy lights, the microphone, everything got cut off.
Maybe she did have the switch.
Did
She do it?
Pardon?
Did she do it herself, maybe? Did your sister maybe?
Maybe. She might have knew that I was going to say an embarrassment moment.
Is she a witch? Could she have
Yeah,
somehow...
maybe.
Oh, okay.
So, Lola, did you get to tell the story to everybody?
Well, I kind of tried to talk a bit louder and
it's
so everyone could hear, but it wasn't working. Everyone was like, "Oh, how embarrassing."
Is it a quick story? Do you want to tell it now?
Yeah, exactly. Would you like to embarrass sister now? Is it family friendly?
Yeah, if I don't mind. She's probably listening, actually.
There we go. Take it away, Lola. What's her name?
Pardon?
What's her name?
Yeah.
Her name's Marnie.
Okay. Lovely. And let's hear the
Let's
wedding
roast
speech.
Marnie.
Let's hear the wedding speech that was never able to be told at Marnie's wedding.
We were just talking about, I seen her smoking before we were out in the smoking area, and I was just going to say that she was caught smoking when she was 11 in year 6. And I was just going to say that to embarrass her because I'd caught her out smoking in the smoking area. And just as I went to say that, that's when it all went.
Got her.
Yeah.
Lola, somewhere Marnie is cursing you right now.
Fuming.
And
I tell you what,
wanted to keep that under wraps. Now, what were you doing in the smoking area, though, Lola?
I was just walking past.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the ultimate backfire blackout.
Thanks, Lola. Emily on 131060, an all-time blackout for you.
Hi guys, just want to say we missed you when you went on the air.
Oh,
Thanks, Sam.
Emily.
We almost went into a bit of that with Lola, but it sounded like I made her say it. So, thank you.
I work as a midwife in a hospital delivering babies, and one day we were in theatres doing a cesarean, and the lights went out.
Oh,
Hang
no.
on. Surely there's a generator for
It did,
surgery.
but the generator went out too.
I was
So
wondering-
it clicked in.
Yeah?
Yeah, it clicked in, then clicked out, and then it came back in for 30 seconds, and then went out again.
What do you do
What do
then?
you do? Do you just- do you
Was
just
the patient
everyone-
open?
Does everyone just hold still, or do you go in the dark?
Oh, the theatre staff ran around getting flashlights because we've got them sometimes. But yeah, luckily the lights came back on about 5 minutes later. The doctors just kept going, but yeah, it was pretty scary.
Amazing. Just imagine telling the mum, it's all right, we've got it, baby's safe. And as soon as the
can't
lights
see it.
come back on, we'll tell you if it's a boy or a girl. It's alive, and we'll tell you what it is in a minute. We'll be right back after this.
Thanks, Emily.
Hamish and Andy.
I was out of the country, obviously. I was on the honeymoon. So we haven't been able to catch up as much as we would have liked.
No.
What did you get up to? Did you do some...
Just some frozen coking.
Yeah.
Occasional.
What the hell is that?
What?
Just over here. Hang on a sec. What's this? You've hidden under here.
Haim's reaching under a beanbag and there's
It's just sort of
A4
sticking
paper.
out from underneath. A film script. Written by Andrew Lee. Zero Dark Flirty. Oh, hang on a sec. Don't tell me you're trying to cash in on the popularity of Zero Dark 30, the brand new film based on the book by Mark Owen, the Navy SEAL that shot dead Osama bin Laden. Not his real name, by the way. He was just on the mission. He didn't actually shoot bin Laden. But Zero Dark 30, the film that's coming out, a lot of Oscar buzz around it. The heck is this? You've
No, I'm
written a
not.
screenplay.
I'm not.
You've written
I'm
a
not- I
screenplay,
haven't.
Zero Dark Flirty, written by Andrew Lee, based on true events. This script is a treatment only, and whilst the scenes contained within must be included exactly as written, more scenes can be easily included to pad out the script to feature length or even trilogy length within 5 working days' notice. Oh, God, this thing's up to 3 pages long. Look at this. You've spent all summer trying to sell a film script, have you?
No,
I go away for one honeymoon and I come back and find out you're trying to crack Hollywood? Well, if you think it's such a good script, then maybe we go to a song and we come back and we read this whole film that you've been doing. Okay. Andre, Barkeep, a lot of good characters in here. Why don't I read out the actions and seems like you want to play the guy Andre. Maybe Jack can be Barkeep.
Hamish
Zero
and
Dark
Andy.
Flirty coming up next. Well, everyone, this is very exciting. I come back from my honeymoon, keen to see what Andy's been up to, and then hidden under a beanbag in the studio,
where I had all my special projects.
I find he's
apparently.
been working on a film script, obviously inspired by Zero Dark 30, the true account, military slang for 12:30 at night. The true account of the mission to capture Osama bin Laden. Catherine Bigelow's directing it. A lot of Oscar buzz. Obviously, Andy wants to cash in on the old the buzz. So
Joel
Dark
Edgerton.
Zero Dark Flirty. Edjo's in it.
Edjo's
The British,
Nash is in it as well, his brother.
Double Edgerton.
Yeah, double
British
Edgerton.
girl that got the Golden Globe. Name escapes me. Doesn't matter. Andy doesn't care because he's written his own film script. Here we go. Written by Andy Lee. Copyright 2013. I thought in Hollywood people do what's called a table read, which is where all the actors sit around and they read out all the parts. Now, here's your script, Andy. You probably know it off by heart. Have a script anyway. Zero Dark Flirty, I assume, because you've written on the front of the script here based on true events. It's sort of about your summer, I guess. Just prowling around, I would assume. But we won't give anything away. Let's read the script. I'll do the actions.
Okay.
I'll just read the description for people. Jack, you can be the barkeep.
Okay.
And then we might have I assume there's some other characters coming at the end. Okay, here we go, guys.
Hang on one
Zero
second.
Dark Flirty. You know who you are. Here we go. Interior bar, just after midnight. Barkeep.
Well, it's 12:28 a.m., guys, and according to my very specific liquor licensing laws, I have to close up in 2 minutes, so get out.
A suave brunette male looks up from his drink at the bar. He is amazing looking and smirks a smirk that will be known as his trademark smirk as his career continues. This is the hero, Andre, and must contractually be played by Andy Lee. This is non-negotiable. Andre.
You talking to thee?
The audience in the theatre will love this line, even though it's a little bit similar to Robert De Niro's famous line in Taxi Driver. Critics love the yieldy twist given to it, and it will probably be used in the promo clip they show of the film when they're reading out the Best Actor nominations.
Okay,
Bartender.
you wouldn't normally
Barkeep,
have that
what's
much.
that?
Well, in a script, you wouldn't normally have that much.
Hey, man, you wrote it. I thought it was a bit arrogant to put it in there. Barkeep, who's scared?
Who said that?
At this point, we realise Andre has the power to alternate between being invisible and visible, and he materialises, smugly lying across the bar, naked, with just his mojito over his groin. Andre.
Who do you think said it?
The two remaining female customers in the bar squeal with excitement. Andre winks at them, and they immediately faint for what will turn out to be 100 years.
Oh my God, it's all summer been prowling.
Oh.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh my God, it's all summer been
We
prowling.
heard it. Ha! I haven't heard that name in a long time.
How long?
5 minutes.
And that is a long time for you because you're super popular and people talk to you every 1 minute, and I'm sure they bring it up a lot because All Summer Been Prowlin' is a great name and you're the best.
It's a family-friendly show, but the line reads, I appreciate your honesty, you son of a bitch.
Oh, he's a bit of a wild card. Andre. Barkeep says,
I'm so honoured you've been prowling in my bar. I think what you're doing for prowling is wonderful.
Ha 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 ha. Thanks, you bastard. Not everyone would see it that way.
Andre smirks twice at the barkeep and then once at camera.
Listen, some renegades out there will want to outlaw prowling. They think they're doing the right thing, even though they're not. But I think I'm doing the right thing.
Pretty wordy.
It's a classic case of two sides of the law, ready to die for their own cause in a climactic showdown that would be perfect for a movie.
Andre takes a sip from his mojito, but the camera pans up with the glass, so we only see his junk for 2 or 3 seconds, tops.
I think your life is too powerful and real for a movie. Only the bravest of studios would take the risk to tell your story. All summer been prowling, even though it would mean huge money and awards for them.
Okay, I'm not reading the full thing. Well, ha ha ha. Thanks, you goddamn a-hole. Remind me to buy you a drink if we ever get this thing out there.
If we ever get out of this. I remember you wrote it. So yeah, he says if we ever get out of this. Andre's teeth glint as he laughs, and it's so beautiful you barely even notice his nipples starting to glow red.
Get out of what?
At this moment, the door is kicked in, and Sergeant Unbeatable and Detective Hotskirt enter.
We've finally found you all, Summer. You're under arrest for prowling.
I'll go quietly after I enjoy one last nipple.
Don't you mean tipple?
Checkmate.
Andre grabs his nipples, which are now white hot, and the sergeant immediately explodes.
Excellent move.
You enchant me.
That's Detective Hotskirt. Andre says,
Sure, we can't get one more drink, barkeep, you filthy mongrel.
I can't. As previously stated in line 1, I have a specific liquor license that closes at 12:30.
Don't you mean Zero Dark Flirty?
Drinks are on the house.
Andre turns to camera and with a final smirk says,
I hope you've had the time of your life, everyone.
the credits roll to Green Day's Time of Your Life. The film is dedicated to the actor who plays Sergeant Unbeatable, who will really explode in his scene. Wow, Andy. At first we doubted you, but Zero Dark Flirty is a wonderful film, and I would like anyone listening who's talented at animation or storyboards to perhaps go to hamishandy.com and mock up a storyboard or an animation. I've got the thing here, the script, and I'll see if I can put it up as a PDF.
It's Hamish and Andy.
Hamish and Andy.
Haim, look what I found.
$5 or half of $5.
Yeah, it's the bad news.
Half of $5.
Yeah.
Slightly more, probably about 53%.
Well, you'd think that. So I had this today. You and I were walking across to, look, I'll say Hungry Jack's because they're the sponsor. We were wandering across to good old H.J.'s.
Certainly were. On our way to get a $1 of frozen Coke.
And I found this on the ground. And at the time I was wrapped in.
And I walked ahead of you?
Yes.
That's where I know it from.
You know.
Yes.
You-
That I keep that in my sock loosely. And the other half is in my other sock.
Okay.
And that way, if I ever get kidnapped,
They
and
can't
they
steal all your
search
money.
for one sock, I probably should just keep two $5 notes in there.
I found this portion of a $5 note. I was ecstatic. I didn't want you to know about it because you'd probably try and claim a bit because you're with me, and I squirreled it away.
And this after I bought you lunch.
Yeah. Actually, I think I bought
You might have got me lunch. Let the record show no one knows what happened.
And so I was pretty wrapped. $5 up for the day. That's a good win.
Well, it's not $5 though, is it?
No.
Because it's half.
Guess what?
What?
This is nothing.
No, it's not. I've heard that it's definitely worth $2.50. Tear a note in half.
You've heard wrong.
Can you flip it around because I can see the Parliament House side. Oh, you've ripped the Queen's head in half.
Well, I haven't ripped it.
Well, it looks to me like you did.
No, I've found
You're holding it.
It's worth nothing. Mate, you can have this.
It's worth about
nothing.
100 years in jail because you've torn an image of the Queen. You've torn the Queen's head apart.
You need to have over 50% of a note, and then you get $5 full dollars.
That's the rule.
That's the rule.
Is anyone else thinking right now,
Yeah.
could we save a lot in the materials cost of making money by just making them 51% the size they are already?
What? So the whole? What do you mean?
Can everyone cut 49% off all their notes? Now, just double check this before we go home and do this with all your money. Yeah, if you've got a bit of surplus in your mortgage, I order you to now pull it out in cash and cut your notes in half.
Why?
So if we just hear me out,
Okay.
if we cut 41,
so don't cut yet.
Don't cut yet. Go to the bank now, but listen, we'll double check this. You cut 49% off each note, and we recycle it, we melt it down, because they're just flying around, they're zipping around the economy, doing the work. There's just 49% of the notes along for the ride.
That's
slacking,
true.
which
You
is not
only
the
need-
Australian way.
Well-
You only need 51%. Yeah. Do we cut 49% off all our notes, we melt them down, turn it into a playground for kids?
No, we don't. Because I think quite manageable side. It's easy. It's easy to identify.
So
My
if the kids
problem
start finding 49% of pineapples and sticking them together.
My problem is
kids
this-
with $50.
This is apparently worth nothing, right? Who's measuring? What if it's 50 on the dot?
Mm-hmm. Well, nothing.
Here's my scam.
They need a majority. That's why they've said 51, isn't it?
But who's measuring? I mean, I was thinking if we get together and cut all our $5, they cut the 50s. And then you go.
Could you
with
double your
half.
money?
Could we double our money?
I think Pauline Hanson's financial strategy was something like that when she was running for office.
Donna, you've got a friend that works at the bank, Donna. I can call the show anytime. What's your thoughts?
As long as the serial number is on it, it's legal tender.
So I've got probably 38.7% of a note, but I've got serial number.
He's got the serial number. Donna.
It needs to have the full serial number on it.
Yeah, and you can also play the $5 note game on Sale of the Century if they ever bring that back.
So, Donna, you're telling me that I could have, not 49% of the.
You can have 5% if it's the serial number. But Donna, doesn't the serial number appear more than once? Is it possible to cut a note in such a way that you get the serial numbers?
Nothing.
Hang on a sec. Let me get the note out.
You get a full one.
Donna,
Ellie,
She told me if the whole serial number is on the note, then it is legal
She's right.
tender.
Does anyone? Oh no, hang on. There is two serial numbers. There's two serial numbers.
Are they far apart?
Yeah, you could easily double your money.
So either Donna's wrong, or we're gonna make off as billionaires.
We're going to double Australia's economy.
Ellie, you're a bank manager. You might be the authority of this. Should we stop cutting the notes? We're already through about $400 or $500 $50 notes already.
Well, you have to have at least 80% of the note to get the full $5.
All right.
But if you have less than 80%, they can send it off to the Reserve Bank, and they'll come back to you and tell you how much it's worth. So if you only have 50%, you only get $2.50.
And who pays the postage on that? Because we're getting very close to running a loss on this mission.
So, Ellie, do I send it off, or do you at the bank send it off?
You go into a bank and they'll send it off for you.
I'm doing
Ellie,
that. What do you reckon I've got here?
True or false? You've got
220?
better things to do with your time at the bank.
A couple of F Cokes worth.
You might have 2.2 frozen Cokes worth, Ando. All right, Ellie, thanks. Well, coming soon to a bank near you, an annoying Andy Lee.
This is Hamish and Andy.
Haim, Smilesy, my housemate, mentioned kind of the later last year, you and I got back from Europe. He'd found love in another woman. And
that's where it was.
Yeah, it was. called Prue, who's lovely. They've been having a great time, but they had their first bingle.
And when we say bingle, we mean Lara bingle, which means fight. Because she was encouraged to for her show.
And and they're over. They're kind of the other end of our place.
Yep.
And but as what happens, generally someone ends up on the couch or has a little bit of a time out where you wander off. You spend 2 hours, generally the male, the doghouse. You then go back up for a sheepish knock and go, "How we feeling?"
Remember me?
So you got a bit of time to stew. You got a bit of time to mull it over.
Yeah.
Work out the perfect sentence. Really just go, okay, what am I going to say properly so I'm allowed to get back into bed and have a sleep?
You want to be from the knock to head on the pillow in 10 minutes. You don't want to reignite the fight.
Smilesy had this a couple of weeks ago, probably 3 weeks back now, and he went downstairs. I was supposed to be stewing and said, I suppose I'll put the telly on. It's always an annoying time of night, generally around 11:30. You're not getting much on telly, save the Australian Open was on.
Oh, great.
And he told me that he sat down and watched one of the greatest Australian Open tennis matches of all time, Djokovic-Wawrinka.
Memories of the fight, long gone.
Yes, and so he said, when I was meant to be stewing, it turned into a terrific situation.
Suddenly the blender's going off. He's making himself a big milkshake.
13:10:60. I was supposed to be stewing and something great happened.
Did he remember to go back to bed?
Well, the game finished at 2 a.m. So
It was
after
out
that,
drinking, celebrating.
After that, he said he spent another good 5 minutes just going, okay, let's just compute exactly what I need to say.
What was
when
the
I get back
argument
up."
about again?
Back up. No problems. Said he would have enjoyed staying up and watching it anyway, and the bingle reminded him that the tennis was on, and he got to see a don't miss match.
It's good.
13:10:60. Where you're supposed to be stewing. I dare say we'll get more guys than girls doing this because they're the ones that normally kicked out of a place.
I find that when it's a story from our life, it's always guys calling up.
And it turned out to be a terrific result.
Positive side of stewing.
Yes. Have you had a bit of a Barney altercation with your partner, enough to kind of be kicked out of bed generally or out of the house to go for a walk where you're meant to be stewing about what's happened, blowing off some steam, but the stew turned into a great result?
Turned into your favourite soup rather than a stew. Because I think the general understanding is you're meant to be off thinking about what you've done. It's the adult version of go to your room.
Yeah.
Leave your room and you go and think about what you've done. But the implication is, and have no fun.
Yeah.
But sometimes guys forget that implication. My dad, I remember when I was a kid, like sometimes if mum and dad would have a bit of an argument or whatever, dad would go, that's it, I'm going for a walk to cool off. Often come back with the tail end of a cornetto
Go get an ice
or
cream.
a gay time hanging out just to go, yeah, well, what's better than fights? Ice creams.
Robin, on 13:10:60, were you in this situation?
I was. I had an argument with my husband because we were on a cruise. He came home late at about 6 o'clock in the morning. So
How do you come home?
I guess he's just at the disco or something.
On
Seeing a comedian or
out all
a
night.
magician, maybe a line dancing class.
Hang on, is this one of the cruises that has stopped in port? Or has he managed
no, we
to
were
stay?
At sea.
You were at sea?
That international law, you don't have to close your club. You could have been at the casino. He could have been learning how to cha-cha. Did he tell you what he was doing?
I was so cross that I ended up going to vent, and I went to the casino. So I'm going to spend all your money. I put $20 into the machine, and I ended up winning $400.
There you go. Buy yourself a life raft.
I win one.
And one of the backup dancers.
Get out of there. Go back to shore.
Thanks, Robin.
Hamish and Andy.
Haim, there has been a lot of songs that have had a really sensitive rap and then like a poignant chorus.
Really good stuff.
That have been flooding through on summer. Example of one, I think we've got one right here.
The enemy within and all the fires from your friends. The best medicines to probably just let it win.
Battle Stars is a good one.
Yep. Same thing with the song Same Love. I'm not sure if people have heard that.
Very good.
Really good song.
Here we go. America the brave. Still fears what we don't know. And God loves all his children. It's somehow forgotten, but we paraphrase a book written 3,500 years ago. I don't know.
And I can't change.
Very good technique.
Yeah, very good technique. Just have a bit of rap and then have quite a dulcet, lovely voice just take in the chorus. It forces you to reflect about what's being said.
Don't I feel like a bit of a goose when exactly 1 year ago we all took bets on what a year from then, what a popular style of music would be, and I said all songs would just be put to the music of the chicken dance.
Yeah, that was.
And now in hindsight, that seems like a very silly thing to say because I thought it
But
would
some
get
of the share
less.
market, they predicted different things as well.
I know it's easy to make
hindsight,
predictions,
yeah.
but I feel silly because meaningful rap is better than the chicken dance.
Yeah. Hey, you and I have something that's, I mean, we'll with this kind of influx of these type of songs, you and I were searching for something with meaning that you and I love.
What do we feel this passionately about?
And this is no disrespect to all those other songs, but this is just a thing for us that really...
They've spoken about an issue that's important to them, and I think we've got just as much right to speak about an issue that's important to us. And the one thing we could both agree on was the times when you're so hungry and then your food comes and it's not exactly what you ordered, but you had promised your stomach it was getting that kind of food, so you're extremely let down in that moment for the food you wanted, even though the food you've got is, arguably in the same category, but just is a little bit missing.
Yeah.
Now that's the title,
under, but
that's the title of the song. So look for a big CD coming to shops soon.
Enjoy.
Here we go. I'm playing piano.
It's good piano.
It's pretty easy. Just do all the pedals and everything. Yeah. Hit it.
When I'm hungry, it's an emotional time. A small deficiency in my order is enough to make me cry. Like ordering chips from the great KFC. Cool. And they've forgotten my chicken salt. That's just killing me. They've got the potential to put the best chips on my plate. And they let themselves down with one last salt shake.
No good.
Macca's, on the other hand, that's a consistent chip. You're good. You're ordering fries, you know exactly what you're going to get.
Yes.
But they're not above criticism, of course.
Here we go.
Because every second time they forget my sweet and sour sauce. And I'm left drained. My nuggets aren't the same. They're too dry, and I just sigh, and tears well in my eyes. It's enough to make you cry. 4 rhymes.
And I can't change, even if I try, even if I wanted to. My love, she keeps me warm.
You play the piano for me, Ando.
I will. Thanks.
Ugh, seamless. I walk to get a Slurpee as a thirst-quenching saviour, but the Coke's all runny. I'm left with a weird promotional flavour, something they're trialling to get the kids in the store. Do they not care about Slurpee traditionalists anymore? But this is not a blame game for big corporations.
No.
My own cooking can be the cause of equal frustration.
True.
I'll barbecue some sausages, the perfect snack for my day, only to find they're half-cooked because the gas has run out halfway.
No way.
I sit, I have a bite. If I nibble around the cooked edges on the side, hopefully I won't die tonight. It's that big.
Wow.
And I can't change, even if I try.
Do you reckon you can hold it together to sing the third verse, Ando?
No, man, I'm too emotional.
It's too emotional, guys. We're going to stop it there, but I've seen it. It's very good.
Sorry for talking over you singing female.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, obviously this won't be on the album.
Hamish and Andy.
Hamish and Andy, we are driving you home back for 2013. Also a new show. It starts tomorrow in the morning, straight after the breakfast show, our business brunch ham. We're tackling every topic in the world's ever had.
One day at a time, one topic per show, and hopefully we'll work our way through every single topic on Earth. Once it's been discussed, it shall never be rediscussed.
Yeah.
Because if you keep going back to them, you can't get through all the topics on Earth. So you've got to be a little bit strict about that. So every day a different topic. Tomorrow's circuses.
Yep.
But
Topics are at hamishandandy.com, Hadron Collider, childhood gangs, as well as housemates. If you wanted to add anything to that, get to hamishandandy.com/topics.
Speaking of topics, Ando, here's one. Honeymoons. I went on one.
You did?
I did.
Your one?
I went on my one.
Yeah.
People don't like when you go on theirs.
No.
So over summer, got married. Zoe and I took off. Went to Africa, and I haven't bored you yet with my 3,000 photos I took, but don't worry, I'm going to get you. As soon as I finish downloading that final memory card, you make yourself a hot chocolate and really dig in.
Can you do it by correspondence? Can you send it?
No.
I was going to say,
I've got a very high res, so you need to come over and watch them on the TV.
What about if you set up a webcam and I could watch it from home?
Not good enough bandwidth.
Okay.
Got to wait for the odd NBN. No, you need to come over. It's going to be a great night. Don't have anything the next morning because it will be a longie. The other thing that happened, though, was we went to Africa, did a safari, and in the Serengeti, went to a Maasai village, right? Went and met real-life Maasai warriors, right? Still living out there, very much, just living off the land.
Are they doing the nude thing, or are they a bit of loining?
No, they're you might have seen them before, sort of the colourful swathes of cloth, and they jump.
Yeah.
And they've got, a
They're
stick.
good bouncers, yeah.
They've got a sort of a weapon that all the guys have. Used for cow herding.
Yep.
Can also be used to sort out arguments.
Yep.
Between the blokes. Bit of a whacking stick.
Whacking stick. Is that did Kevin Bacon meet them in the air up there?
In the air up there, I think he did get the Maasai because they do it's bouncing straight up in the air, which is actually a bit of it's to show off if you're the best bouncer, you get the most ladies.
Really?
Yeah, that's sort of a bit of peacocking.
I've always thought I've had
Except
a good
you're being
vertical leap.
Yeah, but you have a run up. I don't think you have a great squat.
Standing
I think
leap?
I've got
No.
more. I think I probably have a bit more explosive power
I'm
in legs
not
than
sure.
you. Well, here's the
Yeah,
thing.
okay.
Since you're so keen, this is what I'm trying to run past you. Since you're so keen on being a tough guy in the Maasai world, have a listen to this. This is something that happens to every Maasai man.
Yeah.
Okay, thought I'd get a bit educational here.
Great.
They get circumcised. All the Maasai guys get circumcised, right?
Yeah, I've done
At
that.
age 17.
Right, haven't done that.
One thing I did notice a lack of in the village too, when we went, was any medical facilities as well.
Well, our
Here's the
mates
thing.
Tim and Mike got.
Yeah, that's
they got
also. I
circumcised
know that was
21.
done in a hospital though.
It has, yep.
wasn't it? No stitches involved. Nothing of the sort. When you're a Maasai, it's a test of manhood,
Ooh.
right?
Losing your
it's
hood.
not. It's not one cut either. It's not straight down like just bang down like you see on MasterChef sometimes with a chicken or a quail.
Right.
It's 11 cuts.
Why?
Just because to see if you can take the pain.
Well, I
You're
can't.
not allowed to blink or move. You can't move, you can't blink, you can't squint, you can't make a noise, you can't go, oh, that's my sensitive skin. Oh, I don't like that. Not allowed to do anything. And if you make it through that, then everyone's like, oh, well done, you're a man. Everyone gives you a cow. You're on your way. You're going to have a great life.
Do you get everyone gives you one cow, or does
Everyone in the tribe, everyone in the village gives you sort of, that's how you build up your herd. If you flinch...
Yeah.
Right, remember the old scared of a butterfly test?
Yeah,
And if
yeah.
you flinch, you get 2 for flinching?
Yeah, I've had a few.
You don't get 2 for flinching because, it can only happen to you once.
Yeah.
If you flinch, that's it. For the whole of forever, you're an embarrassment. People, they sing, and I said to the guy...
No matter how high you leap?
I said to the guy, what happens? He said, they'll sing derogatory songs about you forever. You get Weird Al Yankovic, right? They'll taunt you in song, flincher, Andy is a flincher, for the rest of your life for flinching while a very personal part of you is getting cut off with a sharp rock.
Can you rock up and go, sing your songs because I'm not even going to bother, or do you have
Or
to?
you're going to be a dud. You're going to be a dud in society. You
Yeah,
don't have
right.
cows, you don't have anything. And it's 10 cows to get a wife. So for someone like you that need, 500 cows to satisfy one week's cravings, then you're the kind of guy that would want a lot of cows. So good luck. If you're just the guy getting songs sung about you, here's my question.
Yeah.
Do you think you could take it? Now, I know
Because you've got something hidden over there. You've got scissors, and I've already done it. I'm done.
That's why I thought, as a small test with your nipple, you let me cut the tip off your nipple.
It's Hamish and
you
Andy.
did not. Come
It's
on,
Hamish
you
and
don't.
Andy, everyone.
Why? It's annoying that you're the one that's only allowed to say it's Hamish and Andy. And I'll undo that. It's not Hamish and
It
Andy.
is. It's
We're
very
not
much.
going to anything.
It's Hamish and Andy.
Give me your nipple.
This is Hamish and Andy.
And we're well and truly, even though we're just starting today, well and truly into the TV ratings here, and MasterChef is well underway. Another eviction last night. The girl that got lost or that got kicked off put it down to in an interview afterwards and was talking about it afterwards. Chef Block, which is I guess like the chef's version of Writer's Block.
And this is a MasterChef the professionals, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So we're done with seeing amateurs have a go
I
at
have
something
Chef
hard.
Block every night.
Yeah.
That's why I'm keeping local pizza and pasta stores well and truly in business. In my Indian place has probably the food that they have on the menu dedicated to me is probably Indian for Chef Block because they know that I will be there if I can't cook.
So this girl got evicted and she cited just a mind freak out.
Which is great, but I never really heard the term Chef Block or any block outside of writing.
Yeah.
I think it's so unfair that it's just confined to writing.
Yeah.
And I would like to propose for anyone, I would like it to be recognised for all professions as a legitimate health concern, any type of blog. If you are at work now and maybe you have got candy bar block, if you're working at the candy bar at the movies and you think you've got candy bar block, you give us a buzz. We can absolutely try and ascertain whether it's real or not. And if we deem it real,
Take the rest
we're
of the
going
day
to send you home.
I had roof rack block a fair bit when I was working
Remember
at the
that?
roof rack
Yeah.
store.
Had
Someone
a
might come in, and say, I've got an Audi Quattro.
Yep.
Can I have some slim run racks for that? And I'll go, I don't know.
Yep.
And so I'd go and jump in one
that's-
of those big space pods that are on top of your roof and have a little lie down for a
That
bit.
sounds like a classic case of roof rack
Block.
selling block. Remember, I had electronics store block
Yeah.
where sometimes someone would come in and go, can I have a CD player or at the time a mini disc? And I wasn't even able to laugh at them because I had such bad electronics block. I was face down asleep at the terminal we were meant to be serving from or playing mini golf on the sales computer.
131060, what, I suppose...
What kind of block have you got?
Yeah, what block have you got? What work are you in? You can have a block of that style of work. 131060. Talk us
Maybe
through
you're a
it.
sock salesman.
Yeah.
You
Sock
might
block.
have sock block.
Hamish Andy.
Unlikely. If you do call up with that, I'll smell a rat.
You noticed that the recent MasterChef Vic D
Chef block happened.
had chef block.
You get chef block from
Just
time
didn't
to
know
time.
whether to beat an egg or, I don't know. What else do they do in chefs?
Well, that's crazy chef. You're thinking of. Chef block is you would look at an egg and you would go, rings a bell, but I don't.
That's ridiculous.
This is
That's amnesia.
This is a
That's-
very small computer
That's
mouse.
Memento.
What have we here?
131060, what type of block do you have? Hay made a good point. It shouldn't just be reserved for writers. If you got writer's
Hey,
block.
everyone gets blocked.
Yeah.
Cal, what have you got?
Mate, riders have got it easy. I'm a plumber and I've got plumber's block.
You got plumber's block right now. Now, does that mean the pipes are physically blocked, or you're just struggling for motivation to keep plumbing today?
Mate, I've got both blocks. I've got a block toilet sitting in front of me, and it's the worst time to have plumber's block because you're sitting here staring at it.
Yeah, staring at. You know what, Cal?
He doesn't know what to do.
No one, the toilet that is stared at never unblocks itself, as a watch pot never boils.
Oh, you're a wise man, Ando.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you, Cal. Yeah, mate, I reckon, do you know what? Just go home. Go home, Cal. Hang up, go home, go straight from here.
Cal hasn't
hang up
actually
the
hung
phone,
up.
don't even talk to us.
He actually
you
has.
go right home.
Heath, on 131060, what type of block have you got, Heath? Heath? Speaking block?
He's got phone block.
Word block?
Heath.
Oh, it's Adam.
Adam.
It's Adam.
Well
Sorry,
done,
Adam. Yeah, yeah.
Adam,
Good one, lad.
well, we've got name block. Apologies for that.
Thanks. Well done, Jack.
Well done.
Very rare does Jack get...
Name block.
Oh, yeah, we've got name block. I've got name block permanently. Adam, what have you got? What block
But can
have
I
you
just
got?
quick recognise, Jack, very rare does he get something right. We normally ticking off mistakes left, right and centre. And well done, Jack.
No, someone was in my ear. I got to admit it.
Okay.
Out there.
Okay, point removed. Adam, we need to diagnose you. What block have you got?
I've got fitness block. I'm a personal trainer.
Yeah.
People pay me a lot of money to train them all day, every day. I can't be bothered training.
Fitness block. I know we've
Are you
seen.
allowed to not? Are you allowed to not participate in the training? Are you allowed to just bark instructions? Does that seem bad form?
Well, it is, guys, but you've got to look the part and kind of, you've got to practice what you preach a bit.
The
But I've
funny
got to
thing
be
is-
honest.
Yeah.
You're telling people you've got to eat well, no eating Macca's, fast food. I don't know, I'm just eating Macca's and just not training.
Should get fitness block. Some people have it for
Fitness
decades and decades of fitness block.
I'm more of a Hungry Jack's man today, but...
I'd take a frozen Coke if you're hungry for $1 at Hungry Jack's. They are the sponsors. Heath, I've often... Here's my argument with personal trainers.
Yeah.
I'm sometimes worried of personal trainers sneaking in their own exercise. Like if a personal trainer did... You see them in somewhere with the park... If they did everything you were doing, they're getting a free session as well. Shouldn't they not be allowed to exercise so they have to focus on you?
Absolutely. And there have been times that people have done it that I've been, in the park training people, and you see other trainers having a bit of box and telling the clients to hold the pads up for them.
Hang on. Not a team here. Only one person's getting paid in this relationship.
It's like a work experience, kid. Getting to do the chores.
No, go home, Heath,
Yeah.
until to put the feet up until fitness block passes.
Have a Palmer.
This is Hamish and Andy.
Well, look at this. The podcast is back, but just reading here, we're going to have to pay for it ourselves. Just pay
That's
for
not
all the
true.
electricity. There's
There's
$100 an episode, guys. Pay up now. We don't continue.
No.
Keep an eye on the emails.
we-
Want to see you with a picture of $100, and the next picture is you putting it in an envelope. The next picture is you mailing it.
Why?
The next picture is us opening it, sending it to you, and smirking because it probably only costs about $30 a person.
No. Well, none of that's going to happen. Also, we do it electronically.
It just cost us $70.
No, because Amy back on board. Amy are doing it again. Yes. They've helped out Rhonda. Yes.
Thank you, Amy.
Yeah.
For a second there, everyone was going to have to pay $100 to continue.
And they'll be able to help you with your Safe Driver Awards as well. Anyway,
Help
check
you with
the
everything.
PDS at amy.com.au, but we are thanking Amy for coming back on board.
3rd year in a row.
Hmm.
Hat trick to Amy.
But we should also point out, people are being upset that the podcast hasn't been back until now. Like, they've been waiting for nearly 2 months.
Yep.
That wasn't Amy's fault.
No,
that's kind of your...
it's not Amy either.
It's a little bit of Amy.
Amy.com.au. You'll find a complete explanation there, and apologies for a small trip I had to take with my poor, sweet wife who just needed a break. And it was our honeymoon. We had a bit of an extended break. I went on the old honeymoon. And one thing you haven't commented on, my friend, is what do you think of this? What do you think of the old wedding ring?
Yeah, you're wearing one.
Yeah, guys don't care. Guys couldn't care less about each other's wedding rings.
I mean,
as soon as I got
lovely.
back, thank
Lovely.
you, cheers. No,
Awesome.
but I couldn't pick it out of a lineup. I mean, it's good, it's lovely, I really like it, but guys have no care in any of their mates' wedding rings. It's unbelievable. Zoe, immediately all her friends just want to see a wedding ring.
Yeah.
What band have you gone with to sit next to the engagement ring?
Does that have a little bottle opener on the underside? You know, those...
No, mate. There's a lot of sentimental value, though. Just
It
not a lot of
can be practical and sentimental.
Well, it's, it's meant to be. They say it's gold, but, it's white, so... How do you know? As if I'm ever going to melt it down and test it. I might have got scammed. I don't know.
Hamish and Andy.
Nearly at the end of our first show back for 2013, Ham. I mean, it's been a huge weekend, even a longer summer where you and I haven't really managed to catch up as much. Ham.
A lot of people are saying, obviously, now that, we're on Mondays instead of Fridays, with the past couple of years we had been, obviously Jazz Chat will go.
Well, you and I haven't had a chance to catch up over the...
If we don't get a chance to catch up, Jazz Chat's the best chance to catch up, as we can talk to each other over Jazz.
Yeah.
Where the heck would Jazz Chat go? Hey, Ando.
Yeah.
Here's what I reckon. It'd lovely to be back. Nice to talk to you.
Yeah.
You know when you finish up at the service station, finish being petrol in your car, and you're walking to the door at the same time someone else is walking to the door, and you know that if they beat you, they're going to be in front of you in the queue, because there's often just one way to go. But it's... You both can feel it.
Electronic door or...
It's an electronic door, but it's open. Probably open.
Okay, cool.
I think in that circumstance, even though it's bad etiquette, I think you can jog. It's the game.
If you started jogging early, yeah.
It's a game. It's the game.
Hey, Ham.
Yeah.
Do you think in the capital of Vietnam,
Hanoi?
When there's traffic,
Yeah.
people turn to each other in the streets and go, how annoying.
I have Hanoi idea. Damn. Hey, Ando. You know how night vision lets you see during the day? I recently read over the break the Navy SEAL book about capturing Osama bin Laden. You know, night vision lets you see during the day when it's see at night when it's dark, but it makes it look like day. So that's night vision. When it's dark, it looks like day.
Yeah.
I'm inventing day vision. So when it's day, it actually looks like night. Blindfold. That's a blindfold.
Hey, Ham.
Yeah.
If a spider's a swimming freestyle,
Oh, yeah.
do they use 4 of their legs as arms like a human would be, and then 4 legs to kick? Or 2 up the front doing the arm thing,
It's exactly
and
what...
6 kicking?
No.
Or
They can
6
only double dog.
What do you mean?
They can only do 2 dog... Like, they're the same as 2 dogs because they have 8 legs. They don't have any arms. So they can just double dog.
That's double dog.
It's like 2 dogs taped together swimming.
So all kicking?
Oh, kicking. Double dog. That's where the term double dogging came from.
Never seen it.
Hey, no, just quickly, very exciting. I was reading in the paper that Psy, the pop star,
the Camno star.
yeah, he's there was a bit up in the air whether or not he'd be able to play at the I think there's like elections coming up in South Korea or whatever, and he's announced, look, there was a bit of no, I can't, maybe I can. He's announced that organisers are happy to announce he will be playing, I think at the inauguration of the elections or whatever it is, but he hasn't said what song he's doing. I think I know.
That was the Hamish and Andy Show podcast, powered by Amy. Lucky you're with Amy.